Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Monday, the 29th of February. Welcome to leap year day, isn't it? So for all those girls out there trying to ask their other partners to marry them, good luck. On that note, I should start. Right, so euro dollar. And so what we got here running, Friday left us with this big bearish engulfing candle on the retrace. It ran up to its daily 21, just through the daily 8 there into 21, up to almost up to the upper band there, and reversed completely, closing below not only Thursday's low, but Wednesday's low, with the whole week's lows there, making a new low for the week. Now, currently, we've got a bit of a rally going on, and this could run back towards the weekly pivot, which is sitting above us at 10991-ish. We've also got daily pivot above us, and we're seeing a push towards that at this moment, so those levels could be sort of reached today. Seems like quite a harsh sell-off on Friday, but these things happen in these markets, and we can just trade what's there. So there's a possibility, as I say, a daily pivot certainly being hit today, maybe even the weekly pivot if we see a bit more of a bounce from here. Any sell-offs? Well, I'll be looking for a further touch of the lows, but if you're looking at the lows here, we did get a divergence through the Sunday session. It gave us the low, or double bottom with a bit of divergence. So, well, it may, as I say, may help the reversals case back towards that daily pivot, maybe weekly pivot. But any further sell-offs again, I'd be looking back for these lows. So the pound dollar again, bearish engulfing, looking pretty negative. We started again the sessions, we broke through, made new lows here on the pound. Trying its best to gain traction again this morning. We're currently running into the 4-hourly 8s, 21 moving average here. If it can sustain this retracement from where we are, again it had a bit of divergence through the lows that were made here on the hourlies. If we can sustain this move, it can break this 21 that's sitting on there, the exponential 21. Good reasonable chance it will get up towards the daily pivot there. There's plenty of meat there, I think, still, if it does break that area. Yeah, 30 pips ish. So there's certainly an opportunity if these start breaking up to the upside. Weekly pivots are also above, so any sustained rally would be looking at those sort of levels as targets either today or tomorrow. At the moment, though, mustn't forget the trend, and one thing I would do is just draw your line to the trend line that's sort of running across here, and if it fails to push on upwards, there's a very strong negative trend. I would sell on the break, probably if it did it early this morning, of these lows. If it does it later, well, I'd be a bit slower and wait for retracements and sell into the retracements, but for now it is looking like it wants to run up strongly for that daily pivot. I'll just flick back to the euros. We're talking here, and that's just now running to the 21 moving average as well, just broken through it a little bit, but that looks like it's got some potential to push on. Okay, dollar to yen. So dollar yen had been pushing up. It put the pivot swing in on the dailies there on Thursday, Friday. We've seen it shove up, and today we're seeing it come right way back down again at the moment. Already back to its weekly pivot. Also caught its daily pivots already been hit there, so little interest from that perspective from pivot areas, but if we see some further strengthening here, maybe a break of these lows may give us a run down further. We've already hit the S1 here as well, though, so it's a really statistically I prefer to stand aside from it at the moment, but as I say, there is the possibility for it to run down, maybe even towards its S2 if it gains any sort of strong momentum. Aussie dollar, so almost double top there, not quite on Friday. It's fractionally short, but again, bearish engulfing. So the markets did really weaken against the US dollar and the rhetoric that was coming out on Friday. We've got the weekly pivot above us, which yet to be hit, and has got a possible, certainly potential. Now the Aussie dollar was edging its way up with higher highs, even the higher lows didn't really always come in, but we'll see how it runs from here. It does look a tad on the bearish side in terms of we've got this big M shape on the 4 hourlies, which often sees it roll, but I would like to see that weekly pivot out of the way. So with that weekly pivot comes the daily pivot, which again increases the probability of that being hit. So that certainly is the prize for this morning, maybe. But if we do see it start rolling over and falling, well, the S1 fits back down with the monthly pivot there, the current monthly pivot, and we could just see it rolling back for that. But preference, obviously, in terms of the probability, would be the upside here for now. But any break of these lows here, I like the trend that we're starting to see coming in here. Okay, it's only a very intermediate term trend, but certainly there. Okay, it's the Aussie Canadian dollar then. Okay, so let's just flick onto the oil price here. So the recovery in the oil price, the push back up towards the sort of $35 mark on Friday. Certainly, you're seeing the result of that into the Canadian dollar on Friday as well. Although Friday actually, I don't know if I've got an extra bar here. It looks a bit of a smaller ranging day on Friday, which is a possibility. Now we have got the weekly pivot above us, so any sort of moves up, we've got targets above us. We've also got actually daily pivots will run all over. Yeah, Friday was actually a small ranging day, come to remember. So at the moment, with the trend and everything that's going on, that the preference, although it's really to the downside here. I mean, the pivots are so pinched; they're not great targets in terms of monetary terms. But it may come back down towards its S1 if it starts breaking here, maybe the S2. But yeah, Friday's range was very, very tight there. So yeah, not that much to go on really on the euro, on the Canadian dollar there. But after that consolidation, we may get a decent move. Okay, news-wise today, we haven't got a lot of news out of any no significant news. We already had German retail sales out, which came in slightly better than expected, but year-on-year was worse. But it's all very low-level data, so while we may get a few blips in the market, I don't expect anything major. So that's it for me. Hope you have a great one. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now.